guys, what's going on? I am Gio. If this is your first time, welcome to Just Grow with the Flow. If you've been here before, welcome back. Thanks for watching. Today is a beautiful day in Mexico, which most days are. It's windy, but it's sunny and warm. I had to take my trays of seeds that we planted the other day out because the house is not getting warm enough. So I wanted to show you guys my amazing makeshift table. We still have to buy a lot of gardening supplies, but this works for now. I put them out here because seeds need in between a temperature of 68 to around 76 degrees to be able to germinate. I'm just making sure that they stay moist. The seeds need that water to be able to germinate, and even though it's sunny and nice, it's very dry. So I've been going out and making sure that's, still moist on the top, and I spray it with a little bottle just to make sure they germinate. Yesterday we went out, adventure a little bit, and of course went to the garden store and picked up some stuff that we will be planting today. So I'm gonna show you guys. Here we have spearmint. It's a pretty good looking plant start. So we're gonna be planting this. We also have pineapple sage. This smells like pineapple, and it's great for drinks, iced teas, lemonades for the summer. And of course we have here some Italian oregano, which comes super handy for cooking. We also got 2 of these plastic pots. The good thing about these ones, they're self-watering pots, bottom self-watering pots. Instead of watering over the top, you water down here and encourage the roots to reach down. That's one of the keys for container gardening and gardening in general. You want to deep water, so the roots always have to reach down to get the water. That helps the plant grow faster, stronger, bigger, and give you more of what you planted for. So yeah, today we are going to be transplanting those, and yeah, let's get to it. Okay guys, here we are. We're about to plant this little starts we got. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do the spearmint by itself in one of them. Mint, it's really good spreading and propagating by itself. Like, you basically plant it and it just keeps growing and growing. You just have to keep it in the shade. I mean, just a little bit of sun, but mostly in the shade, and make sure that the soil is consistently moist. And mint is gonna do great. It smells so good, and it's amazing to just come out when you're making a drink or anything. Just come out here and grab a few leaves and have just a supply in your backyard. It's the best. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill up this pot. Here in New Mexico, like I keep saying, it's a very dry. We're in the high desert. The sun is a lot stronger than if you were down at sea level. We're here at almost 6,000 feet elevation, so the sun is like a lot more intense, and it's dry. We're in the desert, so the dew point, it's really low. There's not a lot of moisture. We need to keep the soil hydrated. So for that, we bought peat moss. What we do, we mix the potting soil with a little bit of peat moss, probably like 2/3 potting soil and 1/3 peat moss, and that helps retain some of the water. I'm gonna do that here. Just fill it like 2/3 of the way of this pot with potting soil, the rest with peat moss. I'm gonna mix it up, and then we're gonna transplant this. We started yesterday a few seeds for more spearmint and lemon mint, which is a different type of mint that I'm gonna most likely put here with this spearmint. Depends on how that one's doing. So yeah, we'll see. Let me fill this up and I'll be right back. This is peat moss. It's a pretty big bag, but it comes handy. We added to most everything. Is this almost look like coconut coir, but it's not. But it has kind of the same effect. So yeah, now I'm gonna mix this. I filled it too much, so I need to fix it. This is one of my favorite tools in the garden. It's called a horty knife. It's great. You can cut with it. It has a little saw. It has measurements. Also has this little hook here to cut branches. It serves as a little shovel too. So it's one of my favorite. So I'm mixing this. I filled the pot a little too much. We used to have a wheelbarrow back in San Diego, but we left behind a lot of our gardening tools because we moved here kind of with a really short window of time, so we didn't have time to bring a lot of our stuff. But that's why we're doing this channel, because we're basically starting from zero and we're gonna do the whole process again, and it's gonna be fun. Usually before I plant anything on it, I like to soak the dirt a little bit. That way it's not dry when you plant the new plants. The roots want to have contact with water like right away. That way it acclimates better to the pot. So I'm gonna go do that. The soil is pretty moist. Now we're gonna plant. Okay, now a little trick when you buy plant starts, it's always a good thing to check the roots. You don't want to buy a plant that like root bounded, it's called, like when you see the roots all around the soil. It means the plant is too big for the area that it's been planted in. So what I do when I go get plant starts, we usually just sow our seeds so we can control that. But when you buy a plant somewhere, you can't control how it's grown and how it's been taken care of. So it's always good to just carefully just tap it out and always check the roots. This looks a little root bounded, but what I do, I kind of like mess with the roots a little bit, kind of loosen them up a little bit, and then plant them. And then you want to make a hole as deep as the soil that you have in your hand. I'm taking a little bit of this soil off because it seems like it has a little bit of I don't know, some green, might be mildew or something. So I don't want to put any unhealthy soil in my soil, so just picking through it a little bit and taking anything that I don't see good out. And now we're gonna plant it. Okay guys, here it is. It's all planted. I put the little label that came with the plant just so we know what we're growing. I'm gonna add a little fertilizer to this. We do organic gardening, so we don't get anything that's not organic. Usually for stuff that we need the foliage to like grow faster, you do fish emulsion. This is great and it helps a lot to make the plant grow the foliage. Ferment is something that you want because you use the leaves a lot. When we're growing tomatoes, peppers, and all those other plants that have fruit, we do this at the beginning stages after we transplant to make it grow enough foliage, and then as soon as it starts getting fruit, we switch to another organic fertilizer that's for the fruit especially. So this is you have to dissolve this into, I said, like 2 tablespoons per gallon. It all depends what you're growing. So I did less than 2 tablespoons because this is not a gallon. So put it here, just mix it a little bit to dissolve. This is fantastic. It helps the plants immensely, but it smells a little bad because it's basically just a bunch of fish bones and stuff that they blend and make this magnificent solution that helps our plants. So also gotta watch doggies. They love this. They love to like roll on this. So usually when I water my plants with this, have to keep doggies inside because they come out and lick it. They're not that smart. So yeah, here it is. I'm just gonna water this a little bit. You don't want to overdo it because it can burn your plant. And here it is. I usually fertilize once a week with the fish emulsion, and here you have it. I'm gonna put this away and we're gonna go plant the other ones. the pineapple sage here. Put the labels and hit it with a fish emulsion. Usually when you transplant, you want to water pretty good, that way the roots from the transplant get acclimated to the pod. So this is pretty good. There's a bunch of fish emulsion in there. All right, so I'm gonna heat it up with a little bit of peat moss on the top. Helps keep the moisture. We usually don't buy a lot of plant starts, but since we're a little late planting our seeds, we figure we just start some of the things that we like to have handy. So yeah, here it is. We are going to be recording more videos, and anything that I can just show you guys, I will. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and stick around for the next video. Thank you so much.